welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect on Air, the social media power chat. I'm your host, Mia Voss, and Craig is... That was classic. And, you know, he got to it before I could say it's usually a hot mess on the show, and then at least it wasn't me this time. Thank you, sir, for that.
You're welcome.
So I've got two guests, and I have another one that's going to come on shortly. But first of all, I have to explain that, again, my Google Effects didn't work today, so I had to draw a crown behind me. And it's a little blurry. And also, when we do the comment tracker, it's going to look like this. So I'm going to have to move out of the way. Scott's Go Prof. Love you, buddy. That crap crazy. Great way to start the morning in the foggy Pacific Northwest. Thank you, my friend. So it's always something. So I'm going to start off. My first guest today is Sam Stormborn Ormandy, also known as Sam Storm and Norman in my world. Welcome to the show. I swear that when I see your name, that's all I can think. I love your props, darling. Sam's coming straight out of London. Our other guest coming out of New Hampshire, I've got Craig Fifield. Welcome to the show, both of you guys.
How's it going?
Good, good. All right, Sam, this is we're popping your cherry here on Google Hangouts today, darling, so thank you for letting that be me and Craig. we're
at least honored. It's you.
That's right. You know, could be a weirder combo, right?
It could, definitely.
So we are very excited, and you've been posting a lot on social media, and I know a lot of people are excited, first of all, to hear that kick-ass accent you got going on, so yay, we finally get to hear that.
Well,
and then there's me and Craig.
Kick-ass middle name.
Thank you.
Yeah, right?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The whole name.
I'm jealous.
I have a little bit of envy because I don't have that really sort of Hugh Grant English accent, and I hope that people haven't been expecting that. So I know Martin Shelton, he kind of does. He's got that really British accent, and I think it really, you know, it makes him so watchable, you know, just you watch and you've got that really nice accent that he's got, so...
he does. I'm going to be on a show with him right after this with Chef Dennis, and I'm going to do my line with him as I could listen to Martin Shervington read the phone book, so...
Right, right. I always feel like it's cheating because he just naturally sounds extra smart. Like, that's not right. he's got a little intelligence factor going on it too. So, but I'm loving your accent though, Sam. So right on. Hey, tell us real quick about what you do. I know you have an interesting background, kind of this combo of old Victorian and I don't know, fairies. I don't know. I read it real quickly. You got fairy tales. I love that. Tell us what you do.
Okay. Well, it's kind of complicated because. It's not like I'm inspired by them. I'm inspired by fairy tales, and I am kind of writing a book in the background. And all of my artwork is based upon this fantasy fairy tale world, and it's you know, it's not well known, it's not famous or anything like that. But the writing actually came from creating the artwork. Because I started off just as a normal artist, just like drawing pictures, making little doodles here and there, and I started writing about them. And the reason I started writing about them was because I read an article about the art of advertising through the telling of a story, and that was what really inspired me to get into that. And I just started writing about the world and the architecture, the people, the places, the trees, absolutely everything. So that world actually has a name, and it's called Eartheria. And the very first ever picture of that world is currently on my Google Plus profile. And yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot more of that in the future.
I love it.
But I'm not going to limit myself to it either. So I've kind of got to do some actual marketing and like proper work as well. So
I love it. Hey, real quick, who did your lower third, honey? That's looking fabulous.
Thank you very much, Mo. I actually created that myself, and we were talking about this in the green room, and it partly came out because I was trying to get over my fear of going on a live Google Hangout, and so part of that was to create something that was very much me, and just sort of put it up there. You know, like you've got the lovely Maya Voss, the Mia Connect logo, and I thought, well, what's more me than my artwork? So I quickly Googled what the specifications were, and just kind of knocked it together, really. So yeah.
I love it. You're showing us up hardcore. I love that.
There's one more thing. There's one more thing. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. No, you go.
Oh, no, go ahead, honey.
Okay, there's one more thing. Last thing was once I uploaded it and had a look, I thought, well, hey, this is kind of cool. I've actually got a little wall to hide behind here. So that's kind of, to me, I did that. Yes, absolutely. If it's going to help me get over the little fear of being on Google Hangouts, then I think, yeah, you've got to improvise, and if you got, you know, you got to use what you've got, basically. So.
You do. It's almost like the difference between standing free form on stage with just a microphone and having that podium to grip, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is podium.
Your version of it.
I'm actually holding the mouse really tightly, but yeah,
I love it.
This is my little podium to hide behind. So.
Well, I had to say real quick. Apparently, our voices might not match. What's going on, because Thomas Nellison, shout out to Thomas, who I really want to come on the show at some point. It's like an old Chinese movie, martial arts movie, so apparently we may not be matching, but hey, at least you gotta like what we're saying. So I love that. Well, Sam, thank you for getting out of your comfort level and coming on with us, brother man, because that is the way to be, and we're gonna definitely get into more on that. There's some comments for you as well. Art Galwix, Google is such a friendly visual medium. I like to see more designers taking advantage of it. Lara Russo, who did my website, shout out, love the artwork, and great to see a fellow artist and designer on the show. So we got some good comments. Oh wait, one more. Art Galwix, who popped on last week, narratives are a great way to engage people who don't share common backgrounds or contexts, demonstrating a product or service. So, man, I have a good audience. Damn it all.
Hey, dude, those are all great comments.
Okay, so listen, I want to talk about my boy Craig Fifield over here. Brother, let's talk about you and what you do.
All right. Well, I've been involved in the web marketing space since actually the end of 1995 when I built my first site. And I quickly got into doing web marketing full-time, you know, for my own business. And in about the end of '96, I started working for a local startup that was building web apps, some of the first apps for SEO and affiliate marketing and email marketing. And about a year after that, so at the end of '97, we were successful enough, and it was during the bubble, Microsoft stepped in and bought the whole company. And so then from that point, I worked for them as a product manager / product designer for the next 10 years, building a lot of the same products and a lot of e-commerce and even some small business products. I just kind of have a knack for UI and UX, so that's what I was doing there. And then in 2007, I left and I've been on my own again, just basically focusing more on quality of life and just doing a lot of social media consulting, SEO consulting, and when I'm doing that, I generally end up helping people on the WordPress platform or on Magento for e-commerce.
Word. So you've been in the trenches like from the beginning, and I'm kind of laughing when we were in the green room.
Yeah.
I'm like, what were you, like 12 when you started this? Because you do kind of have a baby face on.
Yeah, I did get started early, but what was really funny is I can remember sitting across the table in my dad's office feeling like I was starting late. It was like this AOL thing
really?
It's so huge, and I was just like, should I even bother? And now, I mean, we're still at the infancy of everything, but I was I didn't have the knowledge back then, so.
You know, I think that's a good point to bring up for all of us, and Sam, I'll have you jump in on this one too, of timing. I mean, for myself, I didn't come on Google Plus for reals until about February, and I do kind of have a little bit of that, you know, late to the game kind of thing. So that is kind of encouraging to hear you say that from being in it from, did you say 97? Like 97, I think I was, obviously we were all still on that dial-up thing, and just it was so new for us. It was internet, not intranet. So it is kind of encouraging that I think everybody should just dive in at any point, right?
Right, absolutely. It's funny you mentioned dial-up. Like, I still get excited when I hear that sound, like the old modem sound. Like, gives you a certain feeling, like, oh, the internet.
I said, woo, it does. It's old school, the interwebs. And then that sound, somebody posted this on Google Plus the other day. It was like the difference between now and 10 or 15 years ago is you get that ding sound that you got an email and you're all jacked up.
Yeah.
And now, like, you get a letter in the mail and you're all excited.
Yeah. Well, I was at the gym the other day, and they must have been playing the music from a computer, and all of a sudden, full blast, it was, "You've got mail," and it was like so exciting.
Did everybody jump? Everybody over the age of 15
I did.
Sure. That's awesome. Hey, Craig, when did you get on Google Plus?
I think I was on it pretty close to the very beginning, but I wasn't paying much attention to it until maybe last year. And I kind of get into things, my interest kind of fades, and, you know, I kind of go back and forth. So it's really been the past 6 months where I've been paying a lot more attention. I usually jump in right away to make sure I know what's going on and then get back to work.
Exactly.
But lately, I kind of realized I just want to be a lot more social than I have been. For a lot of my career, and I did actually a lot of affiliate marketing for many years, and that stuff I was always kind of behind the scenes hiding. So now I'm just changing my focus to be a little more public and helpful and Mr. Social.
I saw, and Sam, I bet you can probably relate to this too. Peg Fitzgerald, when she was on the show we were just talking about, I just forgot his name, Joshua. You just said it.
Berg.
Josh Burke, he was with Martinton Smooth Tone, Martinton Shervington, and Peg was talking about how it's interesting that that this is a good platform for people who are introverts. I know personally I'm an outgoing introvert. I get exhausted by people, so I love, I do, but I love the energy of it. And Sam, I know this is your first time coming out of the closet, and you know what I mean by that, out of your Google Plus closet. And people are really excited about it. But you have interacted with people. I mean, people are bat crap crazy about you, brother. Sam.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised by that, because I just kind of do my thing, and I just try and socialize a bit and try and catch up with everyone. But recently, things have gone a bit nuts for me. And
what do you think that paradigm shift was?
Work. Really just working hard at socializing and being on Google+, ignoring Facebook, trying to keep up with Twitter every once in a while. I forgot all about LinkedIn until the other day. And but yeah, I think it's just because I love Google+, and the people that you meet on here are amazing. They are really, like incredible people.
Super friendly.
Yeah,
they are, you guys, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The people really make the place, and the people I've met on here are mind-blowing, really. Just, out of this world kind of people that you can't really talk to people properly on Twitter. But on here you can have an actual proper conversation. You can have it in private, or you can have it in public. You can do it in a community. You can do it any way you like, really, and that's, I think, the wonderful thing about Google Plus is that it's so adaptable, and that makes it so user-friendly for absolutely everyone. And I mean, working on here and sort of just doing what you want to do and being who you are, I think that's the most important thing. in all social media is just to be yourself and just work hard at being yourself. And,
Yeah, preach it,
you
brother.
know,
Preach it.
I mean, when I was younger, I was much more sociable and outgoing, and I used to work as a personal trainer. And many years later, after working as a graphic designer and an illustrator for 8 years, working in and out of offices, I kind of just quit last August. I just had enough of the type of people that I was working with and the hours I was working, and just not really being happy with what I was doing. I love the skill set that I've got, but I wanted to put that to better use. So I thought I'm just going to start my own business and see if I can get out there and you know, make something of myself. And
Sure.
to go back to what Craig was saying about affiliate marketing, that's another part of what I do. I do a little bit of that, and I also have an eBay store, and that's how I make a living. And
That's your Zazzle store, right, Sam?
That is, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, go on. You go.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm gonna jump in real quick, honey,
Okay.
because we got a little comment again from Lara, and thank you for. I'll only read another comment. Love your Zazzle store. Love your stuff. Do you ever collaborate with other graphic artists? Which, by the way, I do have a Zazzle store. That's where my Bob Rock the Tripod, the Bob Voss mugs are too. So I'm loving Zazzle. It's a great. It's certainly a great idea. But I interrupted your thought on that, hon. Go ahead.
I to be honest, I wouldn't really say collaborate, but I actually want to help a lot of other artists if I can. And I'm in the middle of, well, I just started building a community, and I want part of that community to be for artists to be able to show off their work there. And
that's a Google Plus community, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, I've literally just created the sidebar links, and it's not ready to really show to everyone. I kind of like to prep everything in advance, and then I'm going to try and get it out there and, you know, get people seeing it and coming along and taking part in it.
Gotcha.
But I've actually built a very small community of artists called the Art Market. And I put a few things in there to help new people to Google Plus as well. But I kind of
Which is what it's all about. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of want to expand on that, and I want to mix art into absolutely all of the other interests that I've got. And that's pretty much how I sort of came up with the idea of the community, because I thought if you just got a community that's focused on one thing, then it's only going to sort of attract that sort of people that are interested in that one thing. But if you've got a community that is a mixture of all kinds of things, where you've got people that can help one another and people that will step in and say, hey, look, I've got some tips for you and stuff like that, you know, that's kind of what I want to try and do to help everyone, you know, especially the artist community, because I found it really hard, you know, to start off, and I kind of got lucky, I guess. I mean, I participated in many different artist communities.
Right.
And there's a group on Facebook that I'm going to give a little shout out to now, and it's an art marketing group, and it was created and run by Marilyn Harris, and so really I'd like to really say thank you to her, because I started off in there, and it was last December that, actually no, it would have been November, I think, because that's when I started on Google Plus, that Marilyn told us about this zine link, and it's like she
right,
something like a place where you could put all your links, and I thought, hey, that's kind of interesting. I've got lots of places all over the internet, and I'm you know, getting more and more of them, so I kind of thought, well, I'll check that out, and I didn't really get around to it until the end of January, and that's really kind of where I started, because I then joined the Zine Facebook group. I got to know a few of the people in there, and I kind of got to know a little bit about what social media strategy is, and how to get started with it, and how to basically how to do everything to do with social media and to do it really, really well.
Gotcha.
It's not so much about the place, it's about the people. So.
And on that note, I'm going to stop you real quick because we have so many people commenting. It's off the chain, which I want to ask my little special guest if she's ready to come on the show. I think she's having some trouble seeing this. You guys pipe in also if you're having any trouble. Not that we can really do anything about it, but it's kind of good to know. We've got a couple. Oh my gosh, we seriously have a ton of people that want to comment. Hold on one second. This one's kind of funny. It's funny watching Mia move her head around the text on the screen. Thank you for that, James. Corey Clearwater says, I'm going to get a whiteboard behind my desk work so I can wear a crown every day. Awesome idea. Randy Hilarski, shout out to my brother down in Panama. Telling a story on social media is icing on the cake. People love it. And guys, really on the idea of how much Google+, you know, I always get my little drink the Kool-Aid moment about Google+, and I know you guys are in on it too. There really is a very friendly community, and people just really reach out to one another. My girl Linda Bate Johnson, who I'm still trying to get on the show, and when you said UX or UI UX, I had no idea what you're talking about because I ain't got it. More people need help starting with their UI UX. Glad to hear you were into it, Craig. So that's a shout out for you. Krithika says she needs help with WordPress. And Krithika's coming on my show next week, so you guys need to connect on that. Ken
Absolutely.
Bruce, hopefully you can read us. I'm part of the last generation that actually experienced the good old modem sound on Nostalgia. You know what, Ken?
Nice.
You ain't as old as me, brother. So I'm with you on that one too. So we've got a ton of great comments. Let's see. Corey Clearwater says it's her first hangout. Art Bowex, who was on the show last week. Google Plus does foster a different type of community interaction than you find anywhere else. The Twitter twits just don't have enough to say and participate. Craig, you said that too. You were on Twitter. What's your other platform besides getting onto Google Plus and really kind of busting into that?
Well, I've been on all platforms in various forms. The only two that I use exclusively as me is Twitter and Google Plus. I'm mostly focusing on Google Plus these days. But I've also kind of killed it on Facebook just to prove that I could.
Okay.
An interesting stat there is last year I built a Facebook page to over 100,000 likes in about 6 months.
Wow.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, and do you have? I mean, I wonder. I'm sure you could tell us, and then you'd have to kill us. But what would be some good tips you can give for people? Because I still use Facebook as well. When I tend to post pictures of Bob Voss and things like that, they go a little nutty. Oh, there she is. Hey, look who's joined the show. That's my surprise today, guys. Awesome. It is Catwoman.
Hello.
Hot little number.
I thought it would be Batman. This is better.
This is way better.
Oh my gosh, she's got. I know. Hi, honey. I think you're muted. It always mutes my fourth person that comes in.
Sorry.
Hi.
Hey.
There's Sam. Oh my God, I've been wanting to meet him forever.
I've been wanting to meet you too. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to meet you, like face to face, finally.
Awesome.
Oh, she said that's awesome. Christine, thanks for jumping on with us. She's been on my show once before, and you're going to be on next week when we have our little girl pajama party with our girl Krithika. So that's going to be awesome too. Tell us what you're up to today.
I've been in a hangout with the Circle of Legal Trust, Michael Lane and Eline. I'm sorry, and Anthony Costelli. Well, he was actually texting. And just trying to answer all their questions. It was very interesting.
Nice.
And they only asked 1 or 2 questions about circles, so I was very happy about that.
Getting out of your circle mode.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. Yeah. And then this is you able to show off your smarts on other pieces too. I love that we've got everybody that has these different things, which Thomas Nellison says you were an addict. My name is Craig, and I'm a Facebook addict.
No, that's all wrong. That's
no,
wrong.
I don't know Craig.
Oh,
Craig,
you
me,
will.
Christine. Yeah.
Craig.
Get ready for it.
No, I'm definitely not a Facebook addict. I only went on there just to prove that I could kill it, and I did, and then I went away.
Scott Silverstein says 100,000 likes on Facebook. What did you give away? You guys, I think that everything is just, everybody's got their own styles and they're different. I talk about this every week. You're going to find the place where you're strong, and then you can do things like Christine did this week and change direction and find new things to focus on, and it's all about your own style. And then celebrating everybody else's.
I mean, I'm doing so many Hangouts now, it's like I don't know that I have time to do circles, but I think that I'm going to probably end the Hangouts for a while after next week. It's getting a little much.
It's good, though. You know what? You immersed yourself in it. Sam, next thing we know, you're going to be a Hangout hooker just like we are.
Well, to be honest, I'm just kind of seeing how it goes. But yeah, I think I would really like to get into the Hangouts and learn more about them, because just being on this one, there's so much preparation that goes in advance, and I've seen you do work left, right, and center to promote this. Just just one show, but you've been working your butt off all week, and I'm just so impressed by what you do. It's incredible, because
thank you, darling.
I mean, every single day you're there, you're socializing, you're talking to people, you're promoting it, and you're the one that makes it happen. Really.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. It is definitely, it's fun to pimp all my guests out. I will say that. It's not a hard job to talk about all you guys, because there's so much fun, shiny. As I like to say, there's a ton of fun, shiny, actually, so thank you. And I will say, right, it is a shit ton of work. See, there's a swear word. Yay! Yeah. And now it's on. But there is a ton of work that goes into it for sure if you want to do this. So we'll probably have a show about that, of what you do to set it up. I usually even do my pre-work, my green room, about an hour before. So it's pretty, it's worth it though, because it's so much fun, and you guys feel comfortable doing it too. Adriana Langston, who I want you on the show, girlfriend, so you better come on. She wants to know how you're doing that field of depth on your camera and what the webcam is, but you've got the same thing that I do, which is it's Google Effects. It's the background.
Yeah, because my office is a little messy, so I figure...
I'm waiting for the dog to show up. I'm waiting for Bandit to come walking.
I know, right? I already had so many cat bombs go by in the other show.
Because you have a window behind you, is that right?
There's a window to my house from the office. It goes into the dining room, and I never, I meant to get, like, shutters or whatever. I never did, so the cats just have free reign. And every once in a while, if the dog gets out of my room, he'll come and jump through the window, and then he'll be in the show.
Unfortunately, because I'm at my secret location that I can't tell anybody where I'm at, Bob Voss can't be here, because you know he'd be jumping on this one and getting up in your face. Rock the tripod.
That's why I have to hide in the bedroom, because as soon as I start talking out loud, my 3 dogs think it's party time.
It's like you put your shoes on and they all want to rock it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, awesome. We've got, let's see, Thomas Nelson Vulgarities hashtag. Thank you for that. Yay, everybody's excited you're on here. Art Gelwick says pajama party. He's flipping through his calendar now. He's putting it in there. So.
Oh, and me and you, Mia, we're going to be on the David Oldenburg, the Online Money Show on Thursday, right?
Oh, God, we're total Google hookers next week.
Nice.
I forgot about that.
And that's a Halloween party.
That is a Halloween party.
But I have a problem. I have a problem.
What?
I just publicly announced that I am not buying a costume. Because
like maybe cough. What are you going as?
I don't know, but I just found out that the Americans are going to spend $2.6 billion on Halloween costumes, $330 million of that on pet costumes. And I just decided I'm not doing it. It's either homemade or, maybe I will be a pirate.
My Google effects aren't working today, so I can't even do the sounds. I'm so jealous. Did you see how I drew my crown on behind me, honey?
Yeah.
Damn it all. Scott reminded me, by the way, that when I do the Google Tracker, I can just hold my piece of paper up, which I also love. So I'm gonna do this.
Technology at its finest.
Yeah, right. You like that? Oh, damn it, I'm doing it the wrong way. My first look and hangout. This is so cool. Thanks for Christine DeGraff for your invite. XOXO, thank you, darling. Appreciate that. Let me see if I can get this off, though. So everybody keep, there we go. All right, what else do we want to talk about today? Christine, I know you did a show, obviously, on Empire Avenue. Sam and I talked about that. That is a polarized issue. I understand. I'm on Empire Avenue, and I'm that annoying person that does nothing right here, this girl. But yet I still get investors, so I'm sure they're going to start protesting. But let's talk about that, about how that can really up your game on using Empire Avenue, and what it is. Let's educate people a little bit too for the people who don't know.
Okay. Empire Avenue is a social media stock market game, kind of, in which you invest like Monopoly money. They're called Eves, and you invest in other players. Dividends are paid, and they're based on a player's social signals, if you will, or the value of their social networks. I might be getting this a little wrong, but you get the gist of it. You can use it to actually drive traffic, like retweets, likes, whatever.
Right.
Some people use it for that quite a lot. I actually don't use it for that very much. It's everyone's got their own style of playing. I use it more for networking, and just to I've a lot of the networking happens, just like anything, kind of behind the scenes. And
right.
When I first started there, a lot of the networking was happening and is still happening on groups on Facebook. So that's where I would meet people. Sam, did we meet through Zeme, Empire Avenue, or Facebook?
I think it was actually Zeme.
I think so.
Because we got connected absolutely everywhere.
See, that's
like a few days.
The one thing I have noticed. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, after you.
He's such a gentleman.
Do you love his voice?
I have to tell you, I got into, I signed up for Zeme, which is like, it's a place where you have your profiles, all of your profiles together. I actually don't use it very much, but it's like an open networkers, and I got in tight with people like Sam and a couple others, and we just, we liked each other on Facebook, we followed each other on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Empire Avenue, Google+. We started a community together, and it's just that we network everywhere, and we look for each other. And we retweet each other, and we help each other, and we promote each other, and because we're friends now, it's the whole thing of, if you're starting to get connected all over the place, and you happen to like each other, you're so cute, Sam. I mean, and he is such a.
God, don't make me blush.
Well,
I've just actually spent about an hour trying to stop being really hot and sweaty, and really nervous, and I've set up a fan at my desk that's blowing at me right now.
He's so cute. Oh my God! When I read his post about, it was so romantic about him and his fiance, and I was like, oh, that's so cute.
I did too. That was awesome. That's fantastic. Hey, tell me about Zeme, because I haven't gotten into that. I've set it up. There's just there's so much to keep up on, but yeah, tell us about that real quick.
I mean, it's just, for me, it's just a place to connect a bunch of profiles. Some people, there are Zeme groups on Facebook. I mean, it's just like anything. If you're really focused on Google+, you're Google+. If you are really into Zeme, you are really into Zeme. Same thing with Empire Avenue. I'm kind of like, a floater. I met people there. I like Empire Avenue, but Google+ is where I'm at. But like I said, the more that you for each place you start connecting, and when you start noticing, you meet somebody, and now they've looked at my LinkedIn profile, and now they've followed me on Twitter, and you start looking at their profiles, and the more you're connecting, and then you start to, the more you have in common with people, both on the network, and then you see that, we both like steampunk, and we both like this and that, and you're really cool, and you become friends.
I'm waiting for the thread to blow up from steampunk. Everybody gets all that crap crazy about that one too.
And then you just love each other, and you just want to hang out all the time, right?
You do, which we do. I mean, how many? I think we've had 2 hangouts offline, or 1 or 2 this week. Christine, Sam, and I have. Craig, that was our first time meeting up, but when he popped up onto the show in the green room, I'm like, I feel like I know you.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, and it's just it's talking to people, and the more that you do, and the more that you connect, the stronger relationships you're going to start building. And now with Hangouts, and you just it's so much easy,
It is. I think that there's a lot more transparency on Google Plus too. You really can kind of see what. I don't know, it's just me, what everybody kind of believes in or what their authentic message is. It seems to be a lot easier to connect to that and figure out, oh, I like what they're doing. And then communities are good as well. I'll have to check out Zemi. Have you done that at all, Craig? Or have you done Empire Avenue or Zemi?
I'm on Empire Avenue, but I've never used it. I got confused with the whole stock market moniker thing, like the game part.
I did too.
I was like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't have time for this.
I have low bandwidth. I like to say.
And Zemi I have never heard of until today. I'm going to have to check that out. How do you spell it? Because I was actually just trying to look it up. I couldn't even find it.
Xeeme.
And then, as always, with our show, my favorite hookers, I want you to put all your information up on this, too, so everybody can see the Zemi, the Empire Avenue, and all that. Speaking of which, Randy Hilarski did just give me a little shout. Empire Avenue hookers. Yes, and yours is right there, Sam. You are so smart. I love that. Look at you. You got your ride pimped over there for sure. Hey, Sam, how did that work out with Empire Avenue with your eaves? The eaves you were going to do for the Twitter.
I changed my mind about doing it for Twitter.
Okay. I was going to say, because it seemed awfully quiet. I heard the crickets chirping, but I wasn't sure what was going on.
No, I'm still here.
No, I mean for the Twitter. I didn't hear a lot of chirping on Twitter about it, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, no. What happened was I actually decided to do it as a Google Plus mission instead because although it would be getting retweeted, I thought it would actually be better if people were sharing the event on Google Plus because that's where it's going to be. So I just checked actually whilst you were talking to Christine, and there were 6 shares of the event, which was fantastic.
I think so too.
Yeah, so that was actually only my 3rd ever mission that I've ever created. The second one was actually earlier this week, and I only just realised at that point that I was able to start doing missions more regularly. But one thing I will say is that it's a great tool to be able to use to create missions, but I wouldn't do it for absolutely everything. I think it's very important to save it for the things that are special, and I'm planning to do this to help other people occasionally too, because it's such a great tool, and that is the only reason I stuck it out on there for so long, because it's not an easy platform, to get your shares sold and stuff like that. There are tricks and there are little tips that you pick up along the way, but the best thing is actually when you've got somebody helping you and somebody actually creates missions to buy your shares. That is the way you can skyrocket if you're doing that.
Wow.
That is
I gotta check it out.
You kind of just got to get in and talk to people and mix it up and work as I think as well. I mean, I had this idea from when I joined Empire Avenue, and you get all these people sharing your stuff. I really think that it would be a really wonderful thing to work as part of a team and just to actually work together with your social media, And yeah, definitely. I mean, what you do as well, Maya, is actually amazing because you get people together and you get people out there and you get them talking in real life over a webcam, but then lots of other people all over the world can see it, and I think that's an absolutely wonderful thing. So.
Thank you. It really has been easy. That's what's fun. I mean, my whole point is to just talk about shit I love and talk about people that I love. And I've turned it into a show of like, look how cool everybody is. Look how smart everybody is. So we have a ton of comments, which is great too. Thomas Nellison, he's really piping in today. I'm spray painting my dogs to make them for Dalmatians. That's going to be his. Art Gelwicks, I love this idea. You guys check this out. Get your costume from someplace like Goodwill so the money goes to a charity. Holla, brother. Love that one.
Good idea. Good idea.
Apparently my mouth is not matching. He wants to know if that's, Thomas wants to know if that's part of the effect. No, I just work out. Okay, Shannon Steves, honey, let's see what she says. That's what I like about Google+, helping others get involved, sharing their knowledge in any way they can help. Boom, right there. It is so true. Sam, Krithika wants to know if you have a brother as sexy as you. And she will leave her husband.
And, I have to say, because I have the most wonderful fiance in the world, and
yes, you do.
Unfortunately, I met her 5 years ago, and I'm extremely happy with her. I've never had so many compliments.
Yes, but do you have a brother? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for keeping him on target.
I just had to say that because I get so many compliments on Google+, and like 5 or 6 years ago when I was single, no one was interested. and like now, I get all these really wonderful compliments, and it's it's a wonderful thing. But I just like people to know that I am actually engaged and really happy. So
hey, I'm engaged too.
I know.
I got a hot boyfriend. That's all I got.
It's funny because I'll tell them some of the things that people say really nice things, as a general rule anyway, but and I get a lot of compliments, and some people that are maybe looking for relationships, they don't realize that I'm engaged or something, and I'll tell my fiance what they said, and he says, if they only knew you. I don't think they're just saying that.
Right. Hey, speaking of which, I'm going to focus on this one because this one is really sweet. Ken Bruce, this is from a guy, not about how hot you are. Just look through your profile stream in Zazzle Store. Let's just say you've got a new fan mate. Oh,
he's got
awesome.
great stuff.
Oh, well, thank you.
Right on, brother.
Thank you so
that is
much, Ken.
Yeah, Ken's he's definitely one of our favorites on here too. Hey guys, so a couple of things. First of all, Christine, you're going to be on the show next week again with Krithika, who's trying to back out over here in the comments.
No.
This girl has just busted onto Google Plus, and I can't wait to see her meteor rise because she is so interactive with folks and really curates great content, which I love. I can't do. I just share her stuff. Remember, that's how we found her, Christine, because she wrote a great overview of the interview that we did.
Yep.
And you and I were like, nailed it. We shared it too, so it's definitely good. So she's coming on the show next week, and then I also want to say I'm going to be on Chef Dennis's show right after here. So we're going to wrap up a little bit earlier than we usually do, so I can jump on his green room and pimp myself out over there, which is good because I love Chef Dennis, and it's going to be a fun lineup over there. But hey, let's get to, because we didn't do this last week. You know what's coming. What's coming? The Bat Crap Crazy. Yay! Sam, since you were able to say it first and get that out there, hold on, let me get my lower Bat Crap Crazy out here.
Somebody, one of the comments says, pajama party, the number of people responding yes has risen exponentially.
It's so saucy. I love how that's what gets people's attention, right? And I think we're gonna have like a virtual pillow fight would be the business, right? I think that would be awesome.
Bring your teddy bear.
Yes, because that is definitely your thing too. So, all right, Sam, darling, I'm gonna start off with you. What are you bat crap crazy about? Person, place, or thing? Something that you want to shout out that you want us to know about?
I am bat crap crazy about Halloween.
Yes, you are!
I got these ready so that everyone can see. This little guy is actually somewhere on my profile. This little guy's new. I'm very much not very English in this way because England doesn't really do Halloween very well, and for me, it's one of my favorite holidays of the year, and I'd really love to go somewhere like Salem or somewhere that's really Halloweeny one year.
Oh, yeah.
Just spends like a week there. Well, maybe even a month.
Hey, that's near me. That's near us. You need
Yes,
to.
it's near me. I grew up right there.
Did you?
Wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I got my 2 East Coasters over there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Cool.
That's awesome. You just spend a week here and just freak yourself out.
You can couch surf. You don't even need
That
to
would
pay
be
for
awesome.
hotels.
You know what?
Thank you.
Speaking of Halloween, I don't know if you guys have done this, but here at Sci-Fi Channel, Sundance Channel, everything has got like all these scary movies. And my boyfriend's like, "What is with you?" He comes in, it's just this scary, crazy stuff is on it. I just can't help it. I just saturate myself in the month of October and just scare the crap out of myself. So shout out to you on your back crap crazy for that. Hey, Craig, your turn, darling. What are you back crap crazy about?
I think you called it in the green room. I'm bat crap crazy about dogs.
You are, honey.
Yeah.
I love. Did you post that auto awesome when you were? Was it you walking the dogs?
No.
I was thinking there's somebody that did one. It was really cool. He went to a shelter and was walking dogs and did all these auto awesome. But you're cool enough, I think, that you probably did that too.
I should do that because I actually volunteer at the local shelter and go walk all the dogs after I walk my 3, which came from the shelter.
That's my boy right there.
I'm just like you are. I'm a huge introvert. I spend my days completely alone aside from when my wife comes home at night. It's just me and the 3 girls all day long. It's the best thing ever.
What are their
they
names,
make my
by the
day
way?
every day.
That is awesome.
Roxy, Jazzy, and Shelby.
I love it. I love it. That is some good back crap crazy. I'm back crap crazy about Bob Voss. I'm going to sneak one in there real quick. That's my tripod boy. All right, Miss Christine, what's your back crap crazy, love?
I think my back crap crazy this week has got to be Sam. And that's why I'm here.
Ah.
Because I wanted to see him.
Oh,
She
thank you,
did.
Christine.
Because, I mean,
Thank
I've been
you.
networking with him for 6 months now. And, we talk a lot, but I've never seen him other than profile pictures. I'm like, I've got to see him.
Thank you,
That is
Christine.
awesome. Well, we jumped on the call this week, and I was so excited. I was like, it's you.
I've got to say, I've been back crap crazy about Christine for months. So
Yeah,
ever
holla.
since we first connected all over the place, I just thought, this lady rocks. So, and I think everyone knows that now.
Yes.
So
Even when I'm not in the full-blown back crap crazy about something else, I've got a low-grade back crap crazy going for Christine all the time. So that's that. Like a little fever. That's awesome. I'm so glad you guys got to meet up, and I was very excited, Christine, when we talked this week and you said you were going to come on. So yay for that, too. I'm going to give you my back crap crazy. It is dog-related. It's Pug Plantation. Jessica Northey, who's going to be on the show in a couple weeks, introduced me to them. And as I talk with everybody more, Christine, we had this conversation last night. Obviously, Craig's in on it. We are all so big about shelters and rescue. Shop, not adopt, foster, volunteer. That's my back crap crazy.
There you
For
go.
sure. So, holla, holla. Hey, what's everybody's call to action, Sam? Yours is your zine?
Yep, check out my zine. And don't forget, Google Plus is my favorite place to be. So if you want to find me and have a chat and, maybe even have a hangout, I'm getting into this hangout thing. It's not quite as bad as I thought, and
Yeah.
I have to admit, before the show, I was ever so slightly terrified, but it hasn't been. There's not really any reason for it, and I actually found out my reason just as I got out of the bath when I was getting ready, and I realized what I was really scared about is myself. Because I thought, I'm scared that I'm going to say something really stupid. So, I don't know if I have or not, but...
Not a bit.
Not at all.
Well, I think that's what
fun.
helps you come on the show, is I always couch it with, it's a hot mess. You can't screw it up. Right? I mean, Christine, I ended up going off my own show when you were on it that one time. What were you going to say, Craig?
The screw-ups just make you that much more authentic. That's part of it.
I wish I could do that in my real life. Like, have you seen my show? Because everybody thinks it's funny there. Right? when I cut somebody off of traffic, I'm like, oh, hot mess. Nobody recognizes it. So, hey, Craig, where do we find you, brother man?
Google Plus is probably the best place right now.
I
but
just
I'm on all
realized what yours says, badass digital strategist.
That rocks. I noticed that earlier. I think that's brilliant.
Thanks.
That
Thanks.
is out loud and proud, and I dig that about you.
Yeah, just go for it. You know, lay it all on the line.
I love it. I love it. And then everybody, I've got to get in the green room with Chef here in a second, but we're all going to be commenting. So please, you guys, all my guests, as you know, get on here and respond to everybody. So we'll be making comments as well. Christine, darling, where we find you?
Google Plus.
Holla, holla, and everybody's going to put their links on here and everything. So Christine, I will see you next week. Many times over. Craig, thank you. Sam, love you. I love y'all. It's so great to have you all on the show. This is good. This is good energy today, guys. And happy Halloween almost.
Same to you. Thank you.
Right? Okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
everyone. See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.
I started off just as a normal artist, just like drawing pictures, making little doodles here and there, and I started writing about them. And the reason I started writing about them was because I read an article about the art of advertising through the telling of a story. And that was what really inspired me to get into that. And I just started writing about the world and the architecture, the people, the places, the trees, absolutely everything. So that world actually has a name, and it's called Earth Area. And the very first ever picture of that world is currently on my Google Plus profile. And yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot more of that in the future.
I love it.
But I'm not going to limit myself to it either. So I've kind of got to do some actual marketing and like proper work as well. So
I love it. Hey, real quick, who did your lower third, honey? That's looking fabulous.
Thank you very much, Mo. I actually created that myself, and we were talking about this in the green room, and it partly came out because I was trying to get over my fear of going on a live Google Hangout, and so part of that was to create something that was very, very much me, and just sort of put it up there. You know, like you've got the lovely Maya Voss, the Mia Connect logo, and I thought, well, what's more me than my artwork? So I quickly Googled what the specifications were, and just kind of knocked it together, really. So yeah.
I love it. You're showing us up hardcore. I love that.
You're both showing me up.
There's one more thing. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. No, you go.
Oh, no, go ahead, honey.
Okay, there's one more thing. Last thing was once I uploaded it and had a look, I thought, well, hey, this is kind of cool. I've actually got a little wall to hide behind here. So that's kind of, to me,
Cheater.
I did that. Yes, absolutely. If it's going to help me get over the little fear of being on Google Hangouts, then I think, yeah, you've got to improvise, and if you got, you know, you got to use what you've got, basically. So.
You do. It's almost like the difference between standing free form on stage with just a microphone and having that podium to grip, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is podium.
Your version of it.
I'm actually holding the mouse really tightly, but yeah,
I love it.
This is my little podium to hide behind. So.
Well,
I had to say real quick. Apparently, our voices might not match what's going on, because Thomas Nellison, shout out to Thomas, who I really want to come on the show at some point. It's like an old Chinese movie, martial arts movie. So apparently we may not be matching, but hey, at least you gotta like what we're saying. So I love that. Well, Sam, thank you for getting out of your comfort level and coming on with us, brother man, because that is the way to be, and we're gonna definitely get into more on that. There's some comments for you as well. Art Galax, Google is such a friendly. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect on Air, the social media power chat. I'm your host, Mia Voss, and Craig is. That was classic. And you know, he got to it before I could say it's usually a hot mess on the show, and then at least it wasn't me this time. Thank you, sir, for that.
You're welcome.
So I've got two guests, and I have another one that's going to come on shortly. But first of all, I have to explain that, again, my Google Effects didn't work today, so I had to draw a crown behind me. And it's a little blurry. And also, when we do the comment tracker, it's going to look like this. So I'm going to have to move out of the way. Scott's go, Prof. Love you, buddy. That crap crazy. Great way to start the morning in the foggy Pacific Northwest. Thank you, my friend. So it's always something. So I'm going to start off. My first guest today is Sam Stormborn Ormandy, also known as Sam Storm and Norman in my world. Welcome to the show. I swear, when I see your name, that's all I can think. I love your props, darling. Sam's coming straight out of London. Our other guest coming out of New Hampshire, I've got Craig Fifield. Welcome to the show, both of you guys.
How's it going?
Good, good. All right, Sam, this is we're popping your cherry here on Google Hangouts today, darling, so thank you for letting that be me and Craig. we're
at least honored. It's you.
That's right. You know, could be a weirder combo, right?
It could, definitely.
So we are very excited, and you've been posting a lot on social media, and I know a lot of people are excited, first of all, to hear that kick-ass accent you got going on, so yay, we finally get to hear that.
Well,
and then there's me and Craig.
Kick-ass middle name.
Visual medium, I like to see more designers taking advantage of it. Lara Russo, who did my website, shout out, love the artwork, and great to see a fellow artist and designer on the show. So we got some good comments. Oh, wait, one more. Art Galwix, who popped on last week. Narratives are a great way to engage people who don't share common backgrounds or contexts demonstrating a product or service. So, man, I have a good audience. Damn it all.
Yeah, you do. Those are all great comments.
Okay, so listen, I want to talk about my boy Craig Fifield over here. Brother, let's talk about you and what you do.
All right. Well, I've been involved in the web marketing space since actually the end of 1995 when I built my first site. And I quickly got into doing web marketing full-time, for my own business. And in about the end of '96, I started working for a local startup that was building web apps, some of the first apps for SEO and affiliate marketing and email marketing. And about a year after that, so at the end of '97, we were successful enough, and it was during the bubble, Microsoft stepped in and bought the whole company. And so then from that point, I worked for them as a product manager / product designer for the next 10 years, building a lot of the same products and a lot of e-commerce and even some small business products. I just kind of have a knack for UI and UX, so that's what I was doing there. And then in 2007, I left, and I've been on my own again, just basically focusing more on quality of life. And
yeah, right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The whole name.
I'm jealous.
I have a little bit of envy because I don't have that really sort of Hugh Grant English accent, and I hope that people haven't been expecting that. So I know Martin Shelton, he kind of does. He's got that really British accent, and I think it really, it makes him so watchable, just you watch and you've got that really nice accent that he's got. So
he does. I'm going to be on a show with him right after this with Chef Dennis, and I'm going to do my line with him as I could listen to Martin Shervington read the phone book. So
right. I always feel like it's cheating because he just naturally sounds extra smart. Like, that's not right.
he's got a little intelligence factor going on it too. So, but I'm loving your accent though, Sam. So right on. Hey, tell us real quick about what you do. I know you have an interesting background, kind of this combo of old Victorian and I don't know, fairies. I don't know. I read it real quickly. You got fairy tales. I love that. Tell us what you do.
Okay. Well, it's kind of complicated because. It's not like I'm inspired by them. I'm inspired by fairy tales, and I am kind of writing a book in the backgrounds, and all of my artwork is based upon this fantasy fairy tale world, and it's not well known, it's not famous or anything like that, but the writing actually came from creating the artwork.